Welcome to my channel, guys. I hope so you're doing well. I am Dr. Ria and I'm here to help you out in the medical studies.
Today we will talk about the olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerve is also known as the cranial nerve number 1. In this video we will talk about the origin of the cranial nerve number 1, the exit from the nose, the termination, and the oral pathway, and finally we'll talk about the lesion. So be with me till the end. So first we'll talk about the origin. So olfactory nerve is basically the fibers arise from the olfactory receptors, and these cells are located in the olfactory epithelium. Now your question is where olfactory epithelium is. So it is basically located in the roof of the nose, upper part of the nasal septum, and the lateral wall. So what is nasal septum? It is basically the medial wall of the nose, or the part which separates your nose into two nostrils. And the picture is basically the lateral wall of the nose. What about the exit of the cranial nerve number 1 from the nose, or olfactory nerve from the nose? So the receptor cells are there on the epithelium. From there the fiber will arise and finally they will converge together and form rootlets. There are about 20 rootlets as represented in this picture by R. So these rootlets will pass through a bony plate that is known as cribriform plate. From the cribriform plate, where the nerve will go, the question is there. So let's talk about the termination. And the termination says that the olfactory rootlets will pass through cribriform plate and end up on the olfactory bulb, which is a bulged part just above the cribriform plate. And the olfactory bulb will just continue as olfactory tract, and then it will go ahead. Let's talk about the oral pathway of the olfactory nerve, that is cranial nerve number 1. So we started with the olfactory receptor, and the olfactory receptor there on the epithelium will convert into olfactory nerve. The olfactory nerve will pass through the cribriform plate and end up on the olfactory bulb. The olfactory bulb will continue as olfactory tract. Here in this picture you will get an idea about the olfactory tract that is mentioned here as shown by OT in this picture. The olfactory tract will then divide into medial stria and the lateral stria. The medial olfactory stria will end up on the septal area, and from there the information will be continued toward the hypothalamus and the limbic system for further manifestation. The lateral stria or lateral olfactory stria will end up on the olfactory area number 34, that is also known as the uncus, as mentioned here in this picture, that is area number 34. From there the information will end up on the area number 28, that is entorhinal area. And the information will also end up on the limbic system for further emotional manifestation. So that was all about the olfactory pathway. It will cover your anatomy, physiology, everything. So let's talk about the lesions that are related to the olfactory nerve number 1 or cranial nerve number 1. Lesions include anosmia, which is loss of smell, and due to damage to the uncus we will get olfactory hallucination, and that's all. Thank you so much for watching, guys. To see such more beautiful videos, press the bell icon and subscribe for more, and always stay motivated.